I just wanted to do a quick little intro before I start this reading vlog. I don't know what I'm going to title this as of right now, but I have 5 books that I'm borrowing from Libby that I have like 10 days left to read. So I'm going to spend the next 5 days reading as much of these books as possible and seeing if I can just get through them as quick as possible because I have a lot of books to get through this month. It is my birthday month and I'm trying to read as many books as possible. I think I already have 6 books finished and it is May 11th. The books that I have on deck are Priory of the Orange Tree, The Bone Shard Daughter, Next to You, The 13th Child, and The Familiar. Some of these I do have physical copies of, but I'm trying to read them on my Kindle because it's just so much more accessible for me and just easier to take with me, especially when I go to work or when I'm out and about. So that's my goal. I don't know if I am going to add any more books to this. If I DNF more than one, I might, just to make it a little bit longer. So I'm going to start with Priory of the Orange Tree since I'm already about 100 pages in and just see how far I can get before the work week starts. So I'm actually like a big fat liar. I ended up starting The Bone Shard Daughter because I have 3 days left of my Libby hold, but I did just get approved to renew it. So I'm like 80 pages into it and I can't really say much about my thoughts because it's barely just scratching the surface. Hopefully I can read more tonight and then give you like a little update in the morning about like my thoughts on it, but miniature update. Another update. I am 53% through The Bone Shard Daughter and I feel like I'm getting like through this book really slowly because I did kind of have a slow day yesterday. I only read 89 pages and I'm like almost to page 300 today. I want to try and get to at least 75% by the end of the night so that way I can finish it tomorrow and hopefully start the next book. I'll give you like a job of the night just because, but I have this massive t-shirt. I think this is like a 3 or 4 XL. It's ginormous. And I have just some black leggings from Target that I actually wear to work. And I was just too lazy to change out of them before I filmed this. And then for drink, I just have my water. I'm probably going to make like either a liquid IV or like an iced tea because I don't want to drink caffeine this late. It's almost 9 o'clock. And then obviously I'm reading The Bone Shard Daughter. I made the choice to trim my bangs today and this side is not cooperating with me like at all and it's kind of pissing me off. But I'm gonna go finish as much of the book as I can and I will update you when I remember. Good morning. I am now on page 379 of The Bone Shard Daughter. I think I have like 40 or 50 pages left of this book. I do have to leave for work in like 45 minutes. So I'm either going to finish it before I leave or I'm going to finish it via audiobook on the way to work. But either way, I'm finishing it before I get to work today. I just know that this is going to end on a really big cliffhanger because there has been so much buildup. And there has been like a lot of world building in this book so far, but I just know that it's going to be worth it because this is a trilogy and the next 2 books are like kind of significantly longer than the first book. It's been such a long time since an epic fantasy has really captivated my attention like this. And I am so invested. I don't have a physical copy of the next 2 books, but I think I'm gonna go buy one. But I'm also might wait for my birthday because I kind of want to do a book haul. I haven't decided yet. I did already request the second book on Libby, so we'll see if that comes before. But once I finish that book, I think the next one I'm going to read is Next to You by Hannah Bonham Young. This one it's the second book in the series. They're like interconnected standalones. I think they're really like cute and fun. And they're great palette cleansers in between fantasies, because fantasies, as you know, use lots and lots of brain juice to kind of like understand. I am predicting this is going to be a god tier series. Right now, I think my rating is going to be like between a 4 and a 4.5 stars, depending on how this ends. And I'm like reading like 700 books right now, so it's so hard to keep track of like which ones I'm reading for this vlog and which ones I'm reading outside of this vlog, which ones I'm reading for a different vlog. My brains are scrambled right now, and all I can think about is this book now. So I don't even know, but I'm going to try and read this before I have to leave. We'll see if that actually happens. But most of the clips you see next are probably going to be of the next book. So I did finish The Bone Shard Daughter, and I think I'm gonna rate it a 4.25 stars. World building was amazing, and it was executed in a way that is not like super boring or anything. There's like 3 or 4 different character point of views that we get the point of views for throughout the book, and I was in fact invested in all of their stories. There are a couple that cross paths like at different points, and I'm really excited to see where the next book picks up from, because there's a lot of questions that I have now that I kind of like understand the world and the plot and like the magic system and everything that's going on. There's also a lot of politics in this world that we're just scratching the surface of. So I literally I am trying my best to not just like abandon my TBR and go binge this trilogy. Oddly enough, the second book is on Kindle Unlimited, but the first and the third books aren't. So I think as soon as I'm finished filming this vlog, I'm going to go read The Bone Shard Emperor, I think is the second book. And then I have started Next to You, which is our next book in this vlog. And I feel like I'm super distracted right now because I, for the life of me, like cannot find where I put my Kindle. I think I left it in my car. I hope I didn't leave it at work, because that would like really fucking suck. I think it's in my car, but I'm about halfway through, maybe a little bit more. This book, oh my god, it's literally making me blush. Like I was reading it at work, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because like the MMC is like a little different. He's Samoan. It is also AAPI month, so we have our Islander rep. But like this is like the definition of like a man that worships his woman. They're not even like officially together yet, and he's already worshiping her, and I am eating it the fuck up. I really hope that I find my Kindle tonight, because I don't know what I don't know what I'm gonna do if I can't finish reading this. I mean, I do have like the Libby app on my phone, so I can finish it like on my phone, but I hate reading on my phone. Is that like a common theme for like people who have Kindles? Like, at least for me, I cannot read books on my phone unless like I'm stranded without a book or without my Kindle and without an audiobook. Like I will maybe read Kindle Unlimited on my phone, but like I'm not enjoying it. But I think this is going to be my favorite novel from Hannah Bonham Young so far. I love it so much. Like Lane and Matt were literally like, I don't even want to say like they're opposites. They're 2 sides of the same coin. Like they perfectly complement each other, and they haven't even like made it official or anything, but I'm obsessed with them. That's my thoughts so far. I think this is gonna be a 5-star. I'm not sure yet. It really just depends what's gonna happen in the next like 150 pages, because I think that's how much I have left of the book. I'm gonna try and finish it tonight, because I also really wanted to start another book. I've low-key been like flying through it today. I don't know what's going on. I'm also going to be going on a little adventure, so I think I'm going to show you guys that. But I'm redoing my office where I'm going to be keeping all of my books and all of my stuff. I have paint that I got yesterday, so I'm going to be painting the walls. I'm also going to go pick up a new desk and some new bookshelves from Facebook Marketplace, or I guess from people's houses that I found on Facebook Marketplace. And then we're going to decorate over the course of the next week, 2 weeks, and I hope it comes out good. And if it doesn't, then I will deal with it, I guess. But yeah, that's my little info dump. Let's go find my Kindle because I'm gonna freak out if I can't find it. I found it in my car. Page 173. So I did go on a bit of an adventure last night. I went and grabbed some stuff from Facebook Marketplace, and I was going to record, but it was like 10:30 at night and it was pitch black outside. I have 2 new bookshelves here. I still do need to pick up the shorter ones. I'm going to put it under my window. And then I have my new standing desk downstairs, and I still have to paint all my walls and clear out all of the stuff that's already in here. So I do have quite a bit of work to do, but I just wanted to give you like a little bit of a sneak peek. And then let's talk about our book picks for today. So I did not finish Next to You last night. I only have about 100 pages left. So I am gonna try and finish that really early today. And then we have 2 more books that I want to try and finish in this vlog. Honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna get to Priory of the Orange Tree because that is like almost 900 pages long. And I just started another epic fantasy, The Bone Shard Daughter. And I might need like a little bit of time before I am continuing another epic fantasy because there's just so much stuff to remember and so much brain juice that I need to function throughout the book. So we have 2 choices. We have The 13th Child by Erin Craig and The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. So The Familiar would be the first Leigh Bardugo book that I read. I do have a lot of her works on my TBR. I haven't heard a lot of talk about this book though. It was honestly just the cover that made me want to get it. It's not too long. It's only about 360 pages, so I definitely think that I can finish that tonight. And then The 13th Child is Erin Craig's newest release so far. She does have a new book coming out in September that I did get an ARC for, so it's kind of a toss-up. I don't know which one I want to do. I think I'm going to do The 13th Child and then read The Familiar, and then after that read the ARC for Erin Craig's upcoming release, just so that I have like a book in the middle of them. That makes sense to me. I want to see if I can finish all 3 of these books today. That might be like a little bit of a stretch because 1, I don't know how busy it's going to be at work, and 2, I do have like a lot of things to do when I get off, and I don't have the audiobook for any of these as of right now. So I'm gonna cross our fingers. The 13th Child is a bit longer though. It's almost 500 pages. I think it'll be fine though. I think we can finish it, but I think that's all that I have to update. I will see y'all later. I'll try and update after I finish this book. We'll see if that happens. So you know what I didn't do today? I didn't finish my book. I am still finishing up Next to You because I actually had a pretty busy day at work today. So it's not my fault, but I'm working on it still. And I will be finishing it tonight, mark my words. And at least starting the first couple chapters of the 13th Child, because I mean, I should have been halfway through by now because I read like a lot last week and this week. But you know, things happen, and I mean, I'm only human. So I'm going to finish that right now. I'm literally giggling and kicking my feet. This book is so good. I love Lane and Matt's relationship. We are like 2 chapters away from finishing, so maybe 30 pages. So I'm basically done, and I'll give you my thoughts when I finish it, which is going to be in like half an hour. So I did finish Next to You yesterday, and it was perfect. I loved it so much. The ending was definitely like not what I was expecting. Definitely check your trigger warnings because there are some topics that are discussed in terms of grief and fertility. So if you do read this book, just be aware of that. I have started on the 13th Child, and by started, I mean I'm on page 9. I think it's gonna be good so far, but I really can't say much about it because I'm barely starting it. Every time I say that I think I'm going to have a really slow day at work so I can read more, I end up having a really busy day. So we'll see how much I can actually get read today. I feel like I've been like kind of slow the past couple days, but when I go to add up my page count, it's actually not too bad. Today is also Friday, so I have some extra time tonight because I don't work tomorrow. So I can stay up a bit later to read if I so choose. I don't remember exactly what I rated Next to You, but I think I'm gonna settle at like 4.5 stars. That seems about correct. I feel like it does kind of take a lot for me to rate a romance book 5 stars just because I usually save that for like insane plots because I am a fantasy reader, but it was still really good and I think my favorite Hannah Bonham Young novel so far. So take that how you will. I'm gonna be late for work, so we're gonna go. Okay, as you can see from the last couple clips, I did do a little bit of book shopping. I went to Half Price Books and I think I picked up like 7 or so books, but I think I'm going to do a haul at the end of the month because it's my birthday month and I do think I'm gonna go book shopping like quite a few more times. But just to update, I'm about halfway through the 13th Child. I know I've been saying this about like every single book I've been reading this week, but I'm eating this book up. This book is based off of the Grimm story, The Godfather Death. In a nutshell, like these parents decline God and the devil from being their godparent, but they decide to let death godparent their child, and then their child becomes a healer. In the original story, the child tries to cheat death a couple times and then they die themselves, but I don't know what happens in this book yet. Erin Craig always writes like little twists and makes it her own, so I'm not 100% sure how we're going to be ending this, but I'm obsessed. I was kind of like skeptical starting this only because it's like 500 pages long and I did not know how I was going to be getting through another super long, not super long, but like somewhat long fantasy book. Then I remembered how much I love Erin Craig's writing, and also like look how beautiful the naked hardcover is. So this cover is, it says Hazel, that is our main character, and then we have Merrick, which is her godfather, and I found out that there is actually one that is made for Merrick. I think it's like the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, and I was kind of looking it up and I did find a couple stores that still have that version. They're not close to me at all, they're like 2 hours away, but I really, really, really want that book, and I'm gonna see if my husband wants to do a spur of the moment road trip sometime this week. I'm probably going to rate this book 5 stars. I'm having a great experience so far, and we are kind of like still developing the plot. We haven't gotten to any conflict quite yet, but I know it's coming. I do have to take a break from reading this because I am about to go paint my office slash a book room, and I don't have the audiobook for this and I can't really read and paint at the same time, so I am going to start the audiobook for The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. I guess we're just gonna read both of them like back to back. This is gonna be my last update before my final thoughts on all the books that I finished. Today is Monday. I think it's been a couple days since I've updated. Yesterday and Saturday, I was working on painting my book room, and then I also installed 4 different shelves, and I'm still going through like moving all of my books into my shelves. But I finished Lore of the Wild. I have it up on my Kindle, but I actually listened to the audiobook while I was painting and building, and I have some thoughts about it. At first, I was really enjoying it, but I do have notes about it. I won't give away any spoilers, but I feel like the plot wasn't captivating, but it was interesting. I listened to it between 2 days. I liked it, but I didn't love it. Like, there was a random smut scene between the main character and the love interest, but the love interest wasn't even like present for half the book. So I don't know if I like missed like a really major point, but it didn't make sense that he was like gone for half the book and then came back and they were just like. But I do have the arc of Lord of the Tides, which is book 2, so I'm gonna read that sometime this week, and hopefully this one's a little bit better. I originally rated this book a 4-star, but then I bumped it down to a 3-star after some overnight thinking. I just think 4 stars is way too high for the amount that I enjoyed this book, because it was okay. It was a good book. I don't really think that I would reread this at this point, but that might change after I read book 2. We'll see. I barely read any of The 13th Child yesterday, so I'm hoping I can finish it up today. This will be the last book that we're reading. I do have work today, so I'm going to read it while I'm at work. If I'm finished by the time I get off, I will tell you my final thoughts on this book and my final ratings on all the books that we've read this week. I have just finished The 13th Child by Erin Craig, and Erin Craig never misses. Another 5 stars. I think I've rated every single one of her books that I've read 5 stars so far, and for good reason, because she's a genius. I ended up finishing, I think, 4 books: The Bone Shard Daughter, Next to You, Lore of the Wilds, and The 13th Child. I think that's pretty good for 1 week. So I'll do some of my final thoughts and star ratings. First one we finished was The Bone Shard Daughter. This one was a solid 4.5 stars. I mean, in my opinion, there was a lot of world building, and we did have a lot of different point of views, but I really like how they all kind of interconnected with each other. It definitely used a lot of brain juice, and I'm excited to read the second book. I've been kind of looking for like another epic fantasy to really capture my attention, and this one definitely did. I heard that this one just gets better and better with book 2 and 3, so I'm excited to see where the story goes. Next to You by Hannah Bonham Young. This one was a 4.25. I think this one is my favorite Hannah Bonham Young book so far. I still do have to read Out of the Woods. Next to You does have like a friends to lovers trope, and I do really enjoy it. I feel like it's kind of hit or miss when it comes to friends to lovers, but this one definitely was on the better side of this. I didn't like how the MMC started singing to her. Or am I thinking of Next of Kin? No, I think that was in Next of Kin. No, yeah, I really liked Next to You. Clearly, I've read so much that now everything's getting muddled together. 4.25 stars. I had a silly, goofy, fun time. I really like Lane and I really like Matt. I think there's like two sides of the same coin, like very different but very good for each other. Yeah, very little notes. And then we have Lore of the Wilds. This one I originally rated 4 stars and then I bumped it down to 3.5 stars because there was kind of like, there was some disconnect. I mean, I was listening to the audiobook most of the time while I was painting my book room, and there were times that I was really locked into the book, and there were times that I was like completely disconnected and just using it as background noise. So take that as you will. I will be reading the second part of Duology because I did get access to the e-arc through NetGalley. I'm excited to see how the story continues, but I don't think I would reread it as of right now. I mean, I really do like the plot line. This one is technically like a romantasy, but the MMC is like gone for half the book, and then I don't even know if it's going to be the same love interest in the second book. To be honest, I was really confused, and there was just a random smut scene just in like the end of the book when the MMC hadn't even been there in a really long time. So I was just like confused because my brain was all over the place. It might be a me problem, but wasn't my favorite, but I did still like it. And then the 13th Child Loan that I just read, I loved this book. I feel like this one took a little bit longer because I do tend to savor Erin Craig's writings because I just want to live in this book forever. This one was like 500 pages long as well, so it was a bit on like the lengthier side. I am definitely excited to read her upcoming adult horror fantasy that is coming out in September that I also have access to an e-arc of. And then I would be caught up on all of Erin Craig's books, which is kind of bittersweet because I wish that I had an entire backlist to binge because I love this woman's writing so much. This book is based off of the Grimm's tale, Godfather Death. And if you don't know what that story is, I suggest you to look up the original story first so you kind of get a premise on what it's based off of, and then go into this book. And I think it's wonderful. I do wish that we saw more of Merrick, which is Death, in this book because he is such a great character, but we do mostly focus on Hazel, our FMC. I currently have the physical copy with Hazel's cover, and I did just purchase the deluxe special edition with Merrick's cover on it because I love this book so much, and I'm excited to put them both on my Erin Craig shelf because these covers are just so beautiful. Once I get them, I think I'm going to showcase them, but until then, I think I'm going to keep it a secret what they look like, even though you can go look it up yourself. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you did, I know this vlog was kind of all over the place. I have definitely been like yapping most of the time. If you guys notice, I am in front of a bookshelf and I'm about 80% finished with my book room, and I'm excited to be filming most of my book videos in this room. I've been waiting to have my own designated space for a while, and the fact that it's almost here is just so surreal to me. But that is all I have for you. Bye.